Hello again. Please excuse my scruffy attire. I've been to the yard, to the stables this morning with the girls, and I'm hardly going to wear a shirt and tie when I'm mucking out. This week we have the Subaru Outback, so a bit of a favourite with the farming community, so fit right in, to be honest. There are two versions of the Outback in the range at the moment. There's the SE and the SE Premium. Both versions have the 2.5 boxer engine, petrol only, no diesel variant. Produces around about 175 PS metric horsepower and 235 newton meters of torque. Quoted fuel economy figures are around about 33 mid. So, you know, you're probably aware, but they do these sort of real world economy figures now. Subaru suggest between 33 at mid and 39 at high. I've done about 1,000 miles in this all over the place, about 500 or 600 motorway, and then the rest around town with kids in and all manner of stuff in, and I've got about 32 to the gallon average. The Outback SE Premium would be around about 33,000 on the road without any options, and really you don't need anything. Maybe I would option metallic paint personally. This looks nice in metallic. But the SE Premium has 18-inch wheels over the SE's 17. It has full leather interior over the SE's cloth. Other than that, I think they're pretty much the same. And there isn't a huge price difference either, so SE Premium is certainly where I'd go. Interior's lovely. We've got full leather, so leather front and rear seats. We've got leather on the door cards. You've got electrically adjustable or 8-way electrically adjustable front seats, both sides. Memory function on the driver's side. And all in all, very well appointed. This car's done nearly 10,000 miles. It's a press car, so those 10,000 miles won't be particularly kind. And there's not a single squeak or rattle in the car. Very well screwed together. As you would expect on a modern car, has a full suite of electronic aids. We have lane keep assist, pretty straightforward stuff. Beeps if you're changing lane without a signal. Tries to correct the steering if you're wandering, you go over the white lines, that kind of stuff. Not desperately intrusive, just enough to keep you safe. We have collision avoidance. It does a couple of things. If it sees a vehicle in front of you and feels you're getting a bit too close, it moderates the throttle first of all, so you can't accelerate up behind it. And then if it needs to, it'll apply the brakes. We have adaptive cruise control. We also have what's called symmetrical all-wheel drive, or I think that's what they call it, symmetrical all-wheel drive. Quite simply what it means is that the drivetrain is symmetrical. I know it sounds daft, but yeah, that's exactly what it means. So engine at the front, CVT gearbox right behind it, that drives down the center of the vehicle, so all 4 drive shafts then are the same length. Maybe it's not a big deal to most people, but it means that when you're off-road particularly, or in slippery conditions, you don't get one wheel spinning before another because of unequal length drive shafts. It also has what's called X mode. X mode is for when you're off-road. We're not talking, rock crawling. We're talking, farm tracks, that kind of stuff. Fairly deep mud. It's pretty good off-road, honestly. And X mode is it kind of tells the vehicle's electronics that you're not on tarmac anymore. So it does a couple of things. It changes the characteristics of the traction control to allow some wheel spin when you're in muddy conditions, and it also allows for it engages hill descent. So when you go down a steep hill with perhaps uneven surface, or the grip's not even, you just take your feet off the pedals and it will drive the vehicle down safely for you. Very clever, very clever. Talking of off-road, Subarus have a reputation for being more than just an A to B car. They're a rugged, reliable car. Suspension is McPherson strut at the front and double wishbone at the rear, all independent, which is what modern cars should be, honestly, and maybe some other manufacturers should drive these Subarus, because it's a little bugbear of mine how we still don't have all cars aren't fully independent suspension. It's crazy. But anyway, Subaru are, and it's a great system. Suspension is very, very good. There's a 9-inch touchscreen which displays all kinds of information, dead easy to use, easy to sync your phone, that kind of stuff. It's the first thing the kids do when they get in it. Has a whole host of apps. So you have Subaru Starlink, which is their own phone connectivity link. You have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as you would expect these days. All works really well. Bluetooth stereo, DAB. I think it's even got a CD, if any of you remember CDs. Overall, I really like the Outback. It's a nice vehicle and it's different. It has some really interesting, unique features, particularly the fact that you can genuinely take it off-road. There are lots of SUVs out there that purport to be four-wheel drive and whatever, but they're really not very good off-road. I've driven a few of them. So it literally is the best of both worlds. Fantastic, really.